Never let anybody see you sweat.
So I was born in New York City, and I lived there until I was 8 years old. I realized that I was a much better talker than I was a listener.
I don't know what to say, I just don't like what you're saying.
Sorry, Your Honor.
I ended up going to law school at Georgetown, and I was a prosecutor for Janet Reno. I loved it because it was so raw.
Were you cheating on her?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
All rise.
Our show will be a mixture of education, I think you're misreading the law a little bit, and entertainment. My main goal is justice and the law. That's been my legacy, and the legacy I hope to continue into the future with the show.
Stephen Black claims a video posted by the defendants cost him a major sponsorship and thousands of online followers. Anna Riley and Mark Chen say the plaintiff made himself look bad by ignoring a fight in the restaurant.
Mr. Black, you are suing Ms. Riley and Mr. Chen for $10,000 in defamation of character. Tell me what happened.
Your Honor, I was sitting inside a restaurant that supposedly had filming in progress.
How did you know that he had filming in progress?
There were signs plastered all over on the outside of the restaurant before I entered. And I sat down and
What did the sign say?
The signs say, filming in progress. If you enter this area, you consent to being filmed.
Okay.
I did not consent to be an actor in any situation, such as theirs, that involved the falsification of my image and really the destruction of my entire livelihood.
What happened? Tell me what happened, and then you can explain how they falsified your image.
I was just sitting, browsing on my phone, looking at the menu of the restaurant, and supposedly there was this fight that was occurring in front of me. I took a look. I was looking around as well, seeing if other people were seeing this, and I realized this is just all part of the acting gig that's going on in front of me. It's Los Angeles, happens all the time. I'm in plenty of them as well, being an influencer and all that, with my channel, Streamer Steve. And
Tell me about your channel.
My channel is all about promoting being an alpha male to all my followers. I call them Stevies, which I just want to turn them into respectable people, from social rejects to discover the fire within them, be the lion inside the sheep that they all live amongst.
Okay.
And just promote masculinity with them.
Do you have a sample of your page, or how do you advertise this thing you do?
Oh, I do it through social media, but also sponsorships, like the one I just lost because of them.
Okay, let's talk about that a second. So I could find you on TikTok, Instagram,
you can find me
all
on
of them.
YouTube or...
Do you have any example of any of them to show me so that I get a taste of what it is that you do for a living?
Recently made this one TikTok showing off my office.
Okay, can we get that up here?
Welcome to Streamer Steve headquarters. Here is where alphas live and thrive. Real men always take actions, unlike weak dudes. Weak dudes, all you do is to sit around, make up excuses, but not alpha males. Alpha males, we act, we move. You solve the problem here. We're all problem solvers, and we're all alpha. Stay sharp, Stevies.
Okay. All right, and how long have you done this?
I've been doing this for 2 years.
Okay, and you make good money?
Decent money until now.
Well, the sponsorship. So what kind of what kind of companies sponsor you?
Typically gaming adjacent companies, whether it be consumption such as energy drinks or accessories for your computer at home.
All right, so you go into this restaurant, you know there's filming, you see something, and you don't act because you know there's filming.
Of course, and no one else is acting. I don't want to waste my alpha energy on all that stuff. It's probably some
Because you don't think it's a real fight?
At the moment, I just thought it was all acting.
Right, because of the sign that you'd seen on the...
Because of the signs and
you're in LA.
Look at the emotions, and it just didn't look like...
But what ended up happening? What ended up happening is that they filmed your reaction and saw your inaction and did what with it? Did they talk about it in their... Tell me about... Did they talk about you and say, this guy's doing nothing?
In a way, they did talk about me, frame me as a wannabe hero that didn't do anything.
Okay.
But I was aware of the entire situation. I knew I didn't have to do anything. No one else was doing anything, which is odd.
Well, no one else was doing anything happens a lot, and in real situations, unfortunately. People take their cues. Anybody else butting in? Nobody else butting in? I'm going to mind my own business. And that's probably the gist of your What is this, a program that's on what?
Yeah, we have a social journalism channel called Public Probe where we set up social experiments. It could be a child crying, it could be an elderly person who's fallen and needs help. In this scenario, it was a couple who was in a fight, and it
Do you have the
escalated.
actual video?
We do, yeah.
Did you turn it in to the courthouse?
Yes.
All right, can I please see that?
Here at Public Probe, we have a setup where a domestic abuse dispute will be happening, and we're going to see how the bystanders react. We told our actors to get into a heated argument, and as you can see, this bystander not only looks over to see if someone else is going to intervene, but he does nothing. Our actors proceed to get in a deeper, scarier argument, and he remains complicit.
I can't imagine anything worse for him than that.
Coming up on Justice for the People.
You're either recognizable by a million people or you're not.
They purposely did that.
Purposely did what?
Because they know who I am. They were trying to make money off of my name. They were
Okay,
trying
but
to use me
did
as
they
an
invite you to
advertiser.
that restaurant and buy your meal? They didn't know you were going to walk in.
And later,
He wants to do a U-turn in an area where you just can't.
Well, how's he going to
do a
get out? What is he going to do? Chitty chitty bang bang? He's going to get a copter. The only thing he can do is get out that way.
if you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. You're watching Emmy-nominated Justice for the People with Judge Milian. We're back with the case of Stephen Black, who blames Anna Riley and Mark Chen for hurting his brand and business.
According to you, you lost a sponsor. Can I see some evidence of that?
Yes. It was recently with Gamer Fuel.
So what was the reaction on social media? I'm so glad I missed all of that.
I actually,
I'm just so glad that my life was never ruled by, I just think it's so scary to have to live your life every second a certain way because you have no privacy. And of course, that may or may not be the situation we have here because you had a notice on the door, but let's talk about this. Gamer Fuel have enjoyed our partnership with you. However, in light of your recent appearance on Public Probe Video, we can no longer do our collaboration. How much are you getting from them?
I was getting around $10,000 a month.
Did you suffer any other loss do you have any, show me all your proof of any loss of revenue.
Here, my channel watch time, I have less people, my Stevie's subscribed.
How many
to me.
followers do you have?
Originally, I had 1,839,000.
Wow.
Proud of that number, and now it's dropped.
Right. So can I ask you something? Who else is in that restaurant at that time? I know the three of you. Are the three of you there? Are you even there?
We're not there. The
Right.
cameras are hidden.
All right. So how big are the cameras?
They're hidden. There's no way for anyone to see them.
Okay. So what is your defense to him now? You know, you've destroyed his business. You cost him a bunch of money. He wants you to pay him. Let me hear from you.
Well, I respect what he is doing, but, you know, everyone in there could have also been a bystander. There's no way that he could have known that this was for sure actors that were getting in a fight. They could be just like him in the restaurant. And so if he's going to promote that he is an alpha, that in all of these scenarios.
Did you name him in this? When you posted it, you didn't name him.
No.
But his face is right there.
I didn't even know who he was.
You did not know what you were. You didn't know that he's actually somebody who promotes action, and then.
Right.
But
right.
then, how did you find out that he had a 1 million person following and promoted?
When
that?
I received an email.
Hold on, sir. Go ahead.
When I received an email.
After it aired or before it aired?
After.
After it aired. You received an
Yes.
email from who?
From his, we were getting sued. It was the.
Oh, so you didn't even know when you posted him, there were no comments about that? There must have been comments that, oh, this is Steve.
Right, yes. I mean, we saw the comments, but I didn't even understand the.
Because you didn't follow him, so you didn't,
right,
you didn't look it up
To
or
me,
anything.
he was just, another.
Here's what I don't understand, Mr. Black. Like, why is it that your explanation in front of me isn't sufficient for your fans and for your sponsors? Like, did you ever respond to anybody and say, wait, that was part of a film that that was going on in there. I knew they were actors. Did you ever defend yourself?
Well, I thought better not to mention anything. I didn't expect people to like recognize me in that restaurant. I thought people would know.
That's a pretty head-on view of you. You're either recognizable by a million people or you're not.
They purposely did that.
Purposely did what?
Because they know who I am. They were trying to make money off of my name. They were
Okay,
trying
but
to use me
did
as
they
an
invite you to
advertisement.
that restaurant and buy your meal? They didn't know you were going to walk in. If your explanation to me is, I'm asking you as a human, why didn't you intervene? What's your answer?
I want other people to do it too. I'm just a teacher for many alphas. I was hoping. I'm trying to be humble. I'm trying to allow other people to prove themselves. I don't need to prove myself.
That's why you didn't
I
intervene?
already proved myself online.
That's why you didn't intervene.
There was no point. I didn't even if it was real. I want others influenced by me to go and take action and not just sit there and make excuses.
Okay, you deserve to lose a sponsor. I thought you were telling me that the reason why you didn't is you knew darn well they were actors. Now you're telling me that you want other people to have a chance to be a hero. Okay. Now, in any event, when you walk in and it says, by entering, you consent to being recorded and photographed. Did you know that you were going to be recorded and photographed? You saw this notice, right?
That's right.
Right.
Yeah.
And then they didn't alter that video in any way, right? They just showed what you were doing.
Well, they focused on me rather than compare other people. They
I'm
probably
sorry.
knew who I was.
You are a person who waived the rights by walking in and knowing it could be filmed. By entering, you consent to being recorded. If I don't want to be recorded, I walk to the next restaurant and I don't go in there. But you knew that. I guess the reason why you didn't say to your public, I didn't do this because I didn't intervene because they were actors, is because that might be something you came up with now. Because now you're telling me you're kind of all over the place and you're telling me that, you know, the reason you didn't intervene is because you wanted others to be heroes. Either way, it doesn't matter, because when you walk in and you kind of waive the right to not be filmed when you walk in and know you're going to be filmed. You're on notice, and then you do it anyway, and then it just turned out it wasn't good for you. But I'm not going to order them to pay you $10,000. Verdict for the defendants.
All rise.
Judge Milian has ruled in favor of the defendants. The plaintiff's claim is denied.
We're setting up a real scenario, and
That was not real. That was completely
that
false.
happens all the time. A fight happens all the time, and we're just looking to see how people.
Right, but obviously
can-
it was-
everybody
Hey,
wants
hey.
to be a.
Hatchett in court.
Coming up,
We charged only $200, but from the conditions of that car, it was absolutely filthy, disgusting, nasty.
you're watching Emmy-nominated Justice for the People with Judge Milian. Del Casey claims the defendant damaged his car wash sign while leaving the property. Eric Peterson says the plaintiff forced him to make a tight turn to exit that damaged his vehicle. Mr. Peterson is countersuing for $500.
Mr. Del Casey, you are suing Mr. Peterson for $600 in property damage. You have a counterclaim against him for $500 in your property damage. Let me hear from you first.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm the owner of Soapy Joe's Car Wash and Center, Clarita, California. I was working that day, and it was Saturday, busiest day of the week. And the plaintiff comes in, and he asks for a shampoo.
How does he come in? He's sitting in his car?
Oh, he's in his car. He's in his
Okay,
car the entire
and
time.
all right, so go on.
And so I look inside the car, and normally for normal dirt and wear for a shampoo, we charge normally $200. But from the conditions of that car, it was absolutely filthy, disgusting, nasty. I say to him, our normal rate for this is $200. But for the conditions of that car, I'd have to adjust the price to $300.
And then he doesn't like that.
He does not like that at all.
Right.
I tell him, hey, look, that's fine. If you don't want to pay it, that's fine. But he's right in front of the car wash. There's cars behind him,
How many cars behind him?
maybe 10,
Okay.
10 to 15. There's cars behind him waiting, and so he wants to leave.
So you tell him just go through the car wash and pay what to go through the car wash?
I tell him, it's fine if you don't want to pay for the shampooing. Just go through the car wash. It's $30.
Right, but he didn't go there for a car wash. He really wanted the thing shampooed.
Yes.
So he says, I don't want that, and then what?
He wants to do a U-turn in an area where you just can't.
Well, how's he
do
going to
a
get out? What is he
U-turn.
going to do? With chitty chitty bang bang? He's going to get a copter. The only thing he can do is get out that way or go through the car wash.
Coming up,
And I made my way around into like a 3-point turn. There were like some wash buckets there and stuff. And then he said, just pay the $30, you can go through, you're not gonna be able to get out.
you're watching Emmy-nominated Justice for the People with Judge Milian. We're back with the case of Del Casey, who was suing Eric Peterson for damage to his car wash sign.
Tell me about the conversation you had with him to that point. Go ahead.
I came specifically there, money is tight for me, and I had seen the $200 wash posted, so I had set aside very specifically $200. So I get to the front of this line, I'm kind of trapped at the front, and he demands more money from me. And then I'm like, no, I specifically have $200 for this. And I just want to get out of there at this point, and there's nowhere for me to go. So I tried to find my way out, and I made my way around into like a 3-point turn, and there were like some wash buckets there and stuff. And then he said, just pay the $30, you can go through, you're not gonna be able to get out. And then so
You would think you would just give him the car wash as a goodwill gesture when you're not gonna give him the price that you advertise. So what happened?
So
You hit a sign. Let's get to that part.
while I did hit his sign, I did not have an opportunity to go anywhere else.
No,
That is-
your opportunity is don't move. But the sign's not moving, right? The sign is stationary. But you start doing I don't know how many point turn, and then you hit the sign. You hit the sign because they didn't move the sign? The sign is attached to the building, so they can't move the sign.
Who creates
But you
a-
hit something, and that caused $600 worth of damage. Now you have a counterclaim against him for the $500 of damage to your car because you damaged your car, right?
Judge Milian's verdict when Justice for the People returns.
Let's see a picture of the sign, and let me see a picture of the car. Wow, that actually looks like more than $500 damage to you, but
It was actually 2,000.
that's a lot of
The
damage.
deductible was 500.
Got it. Yeah. See, here's the thing. I'm here to decide whose fault the accident is, and the problem is you're moving and the sign isn't. And if you cannot move safely, your obligation is to not move until he makes it safe for you. And if he won't do it, pick up a phone, call 911, get the police down there. That's what you needed to do. That isn't what you did, so this is on you. My verdict is for the plaintiff in the amount of the $600. On your counterclaim, 0.
All rise.
Judge Milian has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant owes $600.
She didn't see how insane you were acting. I wish she could have been there. She wouldn't have ruled that way.
I want to do well for you, but you brought something to me that was extremely difficult.
Okay. If you're today in court, exit this way, please.
This has been a production of Allen Media Group.